If they were to go up with the team that they have now, they would have to massively reinvest because this team here is not even close to the Premier League level. It's not even close to the Premier League level.
Welcome back to Golazo Matchday. We've just watched Wrexham Swansea in the company of Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney turning their hand to the commentary. What do you think, Grella? Witty and Matteo? Are you a bit worried?
I'll tell you what. They've got
doing Serie A next week?
They've got more juice than Witty and Matteo.
I mean, it's not hard, is it?
Yeah, it's nice to see that, how much they enjoy it, too, and how much they love it. They really get, I think, a full-blown kick out of it. So it's great to see. I think it's really important to have good ownership back in what the club is trying to do and share the same values. So credit to them. I love seeing them celebrate.
Great character. This is what I love to see. I've called over 1,000 games in my career, and I'm very, very old. Now watching these guys do it after running the club the way they've done brings humility, brings character to the game. This is what we need in our game. Sometimes things are so serious. These guys bring normality back. I love it, man.
Probably realised how difficult it is as well, because it's not one of those jobs that you can just turn your hand to any second. It's crazy to think it's been 5 years since they took over as owners back on February the 9th, 2021. Bought the club for $2.5 million, which is looking like a great bit of business now. Who knows what they're worth? And I think even in their wildest dreams, Wrexham fans could have thought it would go this well. 3 consecutive promotions from the National League to the Championship. And I don't think anyone really would have considered that a side like this, you know, I've been to Wrexham, I've been to Wales to watch them play and worked at their games, ever think that this team that was in the conference, in the National League, the 5th division in English football, would make it all the way to the Championship so quickly.
For me, it started out, my personal experience with it was I started off as a documentary, and I don't want to use the word joke, but it started out as like, oh, what is this going to turn into? It's just a quick little money grab. It's just a quick little gimmicky thing, because no one's ever really done it before where they've taken a team from the National League and gone boom, straight back to back to back. And we might even see now that they go to the Premier League, but everything they said from 5 years ago in 2021, they've stuck to. Everything they said about the values, about wanting to be accepted there, about doing the right things, investing the right way, they've done. And they have an unbelievable model. And now I see with the documentary, there's been a lot of interest in Wrexham as well. But, you know, just a little quick lesson in money. $2.5 million, it's valued at somewhere around $475 million now.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what kind of increase in money that is? 18,900% of your money.
You look at the turnover that they've made.
Insane.
I mean, 2019, the turnover was 1.7 million, right? It was a decrease from the year before. If you look at the turnover from 24, I think there were 26 million. I dread to think what this will be coming up this year. I mean, it's remarkable to see the job that they've done, but doing it with humility, doing it with character, and also doing it their way. So many times you're influenced by other people. The way they've handpicked Phil Parkinson to be the man and stuck by him.
And they were right.
And they were right. They went out and got the individual through a bit of advice, through right people, someone you actually know, Grill, as well, which is massively important, people you can trust. But I want to just point out something that's really important here that's not been spoken about. They're kind of reminding me a little bit like, and I hate to say this, but the way Sir Alex used to run Manchester United, whenever they had success and players got too old, out, next in. They've done that with Wrexham. They've brought these players in, they've been superstars, they've got promoted, and then they've brought better players in and got rid of the stars and created new stars, then got promoted and done the same thing again. It's a remarkable way to run a football club.
What they've done, and you're 100% right, what they've done and other teams have really failed at the past when they've been promoted like that, is they've maintained some of the identity that got them there. They haven't chased, and remember when Fulham got promoted to the Premier League a few seasons ago, what did they do? Got rid of all the players that got them there, spent loads of money, it was over 100 million on signing new players, and then they got relegated straight back down. They've kept some of the identity, the core of the team, and just sprinkled in some good signings at that next level, and it's worked promotion after promotion after promotion.
The real genius, and that's why I keep using the word messaging, the real genius is that, you know, you bring in guys and they use the word, you know, football, you know, when you go to the club, oh, it's family, oh, everyone's welcome, everyone's saying hello to your kids, and you're going to the team events, and it's great, it's rah-rah. But end of the contract, if you don't do well, see you later, you're out. You get hurt, see you later, you're old, see you later, get out. We've been at the end of that for a lifetime. To keep on rebuilding guys and rebuilding the messaging about how it's a family club and how they're all on the same mission, and then essentially every year the team changes substantially.
Yep.
The names in the team sheet have changed substantially. To continue to be able to sell that message and keep that sort of group together and the intensity and guys fighting for each other, I think that's the real genius in all of this, because every league you go into, they're essentially starting with half the team is new. That means new relationships. You got to get guys on the same page. You got to get guys to be bought in. You got to get guys. And that is credit, again, to from the top to the bottom, how well it's run. And Sean Harvey, who's the GM there, who's been the GM there, gave me my first professional contract. So you know he knows good players when he sees one.
Do you know what? This football club, though, I actually was lucky enough when I was a young lad to actually spend 6 months. I was out of contract. They welcomed me in. They were a League Two side then, which I think would be, League One now. They were a team that were so family-orientated that they opened their whole facilities and they allowed me to play with the reserve team just because I knew a few people with inside the football club. But they took you in with open arms. And this was before Rob and Ryan turned up at that football club. This was a long time before that. They've been through a lot, financially, struggles. But so have the people of Wrexham in particular. But they're all so welcome and so friendly. And now you can recognise that the fans are actually getting their just reward for welcoming two owners who've come in from the United States of America and Canada and also said, hey, you know what? Let's try and do something unique, something different, and put it on the world platform. And now Wrexham is a household name to almost everyone in sports.
And the fans are getting their just reward, obviously seeing their team do what they're doing, but also Phil Parkinson's getting his just reward because they have stuck by him. I mean, we've spoken, haven't we, on Scoreline a few times. Should they stick with this guy? He's obviously one of the most experienced managers in English football, but can he do it at this level? Because most of his jobs have been at League One, League Two level, maybe a little bit in the Championship. He's not really been to the Premier League, has he? But he's followed that journey, and every time the players have needed to step up, he's stepped up too.
Yeah, fabulous coach, right? And they handpicked this guy. They knew exactly what they wanted, someone they could connect with, someone who knew how to get promoted from the lower divisions. I don't know if they recognised how good he would be at this championship level with this group, but they look like they're a family now. It's very difficult to replace that family member. I do think it's going to be difficult, though. Like, listen, let's not get carried away with it. They're in with a chance of the playoffs. The story's absolutely remarkable. But you could still see that this team has room for improvement. It still can get better. So there is a little bit of a platform there where we've got to think, OK, how much money do they really need to spend to get promotion? Can you fortunately get through the playoffs and go into the Premier League? Yes, it can happen. But I think they might need to invest just a little bit more in this team to be better to get promotion. What
do you reckon, Greg? You've played at this level. Do you think Wrexham have got enough to get into the Premier League from now until the end?
It's possible because, and that's the magic of English football, that you get yourself in the playoff and then you don't know. It's very possible, especially if you get to Wembley in a one-off game. Anything is possible. That's for sure. And you know, in those moments, you need the team spirit, you need the intensity, you need these magical moments. And they have all the tools to win those kind of games. So it's very possible from that respect. When I look at the team play football, when I watch them by all the metrics of a team, is it clear how they want to play all the time? Do they have a lot of possession? Do they bully other teams? Not really. Do they keep clean sheets? Are they fantastic defensively? Not really. So my worry is that I think there's better teams in them. Like I said earlier, I don't think they're the sixth best team in. I mean, today was a perfect example. They played Swansea. I think Swansea's better than them.
Do you know what,
I think Swansea has more quality than them in a lot of different phases of play.
I might disagree with you a little bit. You know, I was a part of promotion from third division, second division, first division at St. Pauli. Similar ownership. The guy was a theatre owner in St. Pauli. Like, he was up all night, 24/7, would turn up at the training ground hammered. It was just amazing, the character that he had, and he brought it into the team. And the team we didn't have individuals. I mean, you played in better teams than I did that had individual brilliance. But that team collectively, that team spirit, it's amazing what you can do if everybody buys in to what you're selling. If you have a team spirit and everybody is all on the same page, you'll run through a brick wall. And what Parkinson's done is truly exceptional, man.
Especially in the Championship, where, as you know, you're playing twice a week.
But let me ask you guys both a question. If they were to go up with the team that they have now, they would have to massively reinvest because this team here is not even close to the Premier League level. It's not even close to the Premier League level.
I know we've got to go to break, but given what's happened recently in the Premier League, where those even good sides who get promoted from the Championship, where you think, oh, surely they've got a chance of staying up, and then, you know, they finish bottom.
But haven't we said that before, though? When they get promoted, they might need to invest, not good enough, they're not going to get promoted this year. Then they get promoted, and then we say the same thing. Like, they seem to be fighting against the world with that, but still proving us wrong.
Team spirit doesn't fly in the Premier League. You better be good. You better be good.
Yeah, you got to be good, and you got to spend some money. They're going to have to do that over the summer if they get to the promised land.